Welcome to our channel, where we delve into the shadows, whispering tales of terror and unearthing the mysteries that haunt our world. Tonight, we journey into the echoing depths of haunted canyons where nature's beauty conceals a chilling darkness. We bring you three spine-chilling stories of mysterious disappearances where hikers, campers, and even entire families vanished without a trace. Their stories serve as chilling reminders that some mysteries are never solved, and some places hold a darkness that whispers of things beyond our understanding. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more terrifying tales. Leave a comment down below, letting me know which story chilled you to the bone and if you've ever experienced anything like this yourself. Our story takes us to the sun-baked trails of Lost Dutchman State Park, Arizona, a place as beautiful as it is foreboding. Amongst the towering red rock formations and whispering winds, 32-year-old Jake Mallory embarked on a solitary trek, a journey from which he would never return. Jake, an experienced outdoorsman, knew these trails well. He'd traversed them countless times before, drawn by the desolate beauty of the canyon. But this time, something was different. An unsettling silence hung in the air, pressing against him like an unseen hand. The sun beat down on the dusty trail, casting long, eerie shadows. The only sounds were the crunch of Jake's boots and the distant cry of a hawk circling overhead. As Jake ventured deeper into the canyon, a sense of unease crept into his mind, a prickling at the back of his neck. He'd heard the stories whispered among the locals, tales of lost souls swallowed by the canyon, their fates entwined with ancient spirits said to roam these lands. But Jake, a man of logic, dismissed them as folklore, campfire tales meant to spook the faint of heart. As the sun began its slow descent, painting the canyon walls in hues of fiery orange and deep purple, Jake decided to set up camp for the night. He found a secluded spot nestled amongst the rocks, a place that felt strangely familiar. Unpacking his gear, Jake couldn't shake the feeling of being watched, his every movement scrutinized by unseen eyes. The silence now pressed in on him, suffocating him with its intensity. He built a small fire, the crackling flames offering little comfort. As the firelight flickered, casting dancing shadows on the canyon walls, Jake noticed a faint, ethereal glow from a nearby cave. Curiosity drew him towards the light. With each step closer, the glow intensified, bathing the cave entrance in an otherworldly luminescence. He called out, his voice echoing eerily off the canyon walls, but only silence answered him. Stepping inside, Jake felt a sudden shift in the air, a coldness that seemed to seep into his bones. The air grew thick with the scent of damp earth and something ancient. The cave, though small from the outside, stretched deep into the earth. The ethereal glow that had guided him inside was gone, leaving Jake enveloped in an oppressive blackness. He fumbled for his flashlight, his heart pounding in his chest, a cold sweat prickling his skin. As the beam of his flashlight cut through the darkness, it illuminated a sight that sent a shiver down Jake's spine. There, etched into the cave wall, was a series of strange symbols, ancient markings that seemed to pulse with an eerie energy. As Jake reached out to touch them, a cold, unseen hand grasped his wrist, its grip vice-like and inescapable. He tried to pull away, his heart racing, but the grip only tightened, the touch sending a jolt of terror through his body. A whisper, cold and ancient, slithered into his ear, speaking of forgotten gods and sacrifices made beneath the blood moon. Then, as quickly as it had appeared, the hand was gone, and Jake was left alone in the darkness, his mind reeling from the encounter. Our next story takes us to the rugged wilderness of Utah's Black Ridge Canyons, a labyrinth of sandstone slot canyons carved over millennia by the relentless forces of nature. It was here, amidst the towering canyon walls and echoing silence, that a group of 4 friends embarked on a weekend camping trip, a journey that would lead them into the heart of darkness. The group, consisting of college friends Mark, Emily, Chris and Jessica, were drawn to the canyon's allure, eager to escape the confines of city life and reconnect with nature. They were experienced campers, familiar with the challenges of wilderness exploration, and had planned their trip meticulously. As they set up camp in a secluded grove of cottonwood trees near the canyon's edge, the setting sun cast long, eerie shadows that danced and stretched across the canyon floor. The air hummed with an unsettling energy, a palpable tension that hung heavy in the stillness. Despite the unsettling atmosphere, the friends' spirits remained high, their laughter echoing through the canyon as they shared stories and jokes around the crackling campfire. But as the fire died down and darkness enveloped the canyon, a sense of unease began to creep into their hearts, a primal fear that whispered of unseen eyes watching their every move. The first sign that something was amiss came in the form of strange, guttural noises emanating from the depths of the canyon, sounds that sent shivers down their spines. The noises, like the rasping breath of some unseen creature, seemed to circle their campsite, drawing closer with each passing moment. Fear turned to panic as the noises grew louder, closer, accompanied now by the distinct sound of heavy footsteps crunching on dry leaves and twigs. The friends huddled closer around the dying embers of the fire, their eyes wide with terror, their breaths catching in their throats. Suddenly, the noises ceased, replaced by an unnerving silence that pressed in on them from all sides. The friends held their breath, listening intently for any sign of what lurked in the darkness. But the only sound was the frantic beating of their own hearts. As the first rays of dawn pierced the darkness, the friends decided to pack up camp and leave the canyon, their nerves frayed, their sense of adventure replaced by a profound sense of dread. But as they turned to leave, they discovered something that chilled them to the bone. Their backpacks, carefully packed with supplies, were gone, vanished without a trace. Panic surged through the group as they frantically searched for their belongings, their voices echoing emptily off the canyon walls. They were stranded, lost and alone in the heart of the wilderness with no way to contact help and no supplies to sustain them. Chapter 3. The Missing Family. Our final tale leads us to the depths of the Grand Canyon, a place of immense beauty and unsettling mystery. It's here, on a seemingly ordinary summer afternoon, that the Harper family, John, Mary, and their two young children, 8-year-old Sophie and 10-year-old David, embarked on a family hiking trip, a journey that would end in their sudden and inexplicable disappearance. The Harpers, eager to share their love of nature with their children, had chosen a well-marked trail, one deemed safe and suitable for all ages. They packed a picnic lunch, filled their backpacks with water and snacks, and set off into the canyon, their laughter echoing through the ancient rock formations. The day was bright and clear, the sun casting a warm glow over the canyon's majestic landscape. The Harpers, filled with a sense of adventure, stopped often to admire the breathtaking views, snapping photos and marveling at the canyon's immensity. As they ventured deeper into the canyon, the trail narrowed, winding its way through a series of switchbacks and steep drops. The air grew noticeably cooler, and a strange stillness settled over the canyon, as if nature itself were holding its breath. It was then that Sophie, her young eyes wide with wonder, pointed to a figure standing on a ledge high above them. It appeared to be a man, tall and slender, dressed in what looked like old-fashioned clothing. He stood motionless, his silhouette outlined against the brilliant blue sky, seeming to watch the family as they made their way along the trail. John, at first, dismissed it as another hiker, but something about the figure's stillness, the way he seemed to materialize out of thin air, sent a shiver down his spine. He tried to get a better look, but the figure vanished as quickly as he'd appeared, leaving John to question what he'd seen. As they continued along the trail, a sense of unease settled over the family. The air grew heavy, charged with an unseen energy that pressed against them like an invisible weight. Sophie and David, once full of excitement, grew quiet, their laughter replaced by nervous whispers. They reached a point where the trail forked, one path leading deeper into the canyon, the other winding its way back up towards the rim. John suggested they turn back, his gut feeling telling him to retrace their steps. But Mary, ever the optimist, convinced him to continue on, assuring him that they were almost at the lookout point, a place she'd always wanted to see. They pressed on, the trail growing steeper and more treacherous with each step. The silence of the canyon was broken only by the sound of their own footsteps and the distant cry of a hawk circling high above. And then it happened. A thick fog, as cold and white as bone, rolled in from the depths of the canyon, enveloping them in an eerie, impenetrable blanket. The temperature plummeted, and the air grew thick with the scent of damp earth and something else, something ancient and unnameable. Panic surged through John as he realized they were lost, hopelessly disoriented in the dense fog. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed these stories, don't forget to like, share, and comment below. Let us know which story sent shivers down your spine and kept you up at night. Do you have any chilling tales of your own, stories that whisper of the unknown and the unexplained? Share them in the comments below, and let's explore the darkness together. Remember, the world is a mysterious place filled with shadows and secrets. Stay curious, stay safe, and keep looking over your shoulder. Until next time, sleep tight if you can.